My good friend and colleague Tammy Triolo, who is my partner and collaborator in Unleash Empathy, the mini and master classes, and our domestic nonprofit Unleashing Empathy as well, talks about how the impact of white violence sits in us and how that shows up in different ways and how those ways it shows up impacts us and other people. In the February masterclass, Tammy did a deep dive into racism, classism, and elitism. And since that class, I've been thinking about where I sit, right? And how I fit in to how systems of whiteness have impacted me. Because here I am, a Black woman, right? And although I'm doing this work, I am still unpacking my shit. Now, I know that I don't really have homophobia to unpack or transphobia to unpack or, ableism to unpack or anything like that to unpack, because I never grew up with that. I wasn't indoctrinated into religion, hardcore, even though I went to church. I wasn't indoctrinated into those harmful belief systems. So I've been trying to figure out, like, what is my thing? Where am I stuck? And what I realize is that it's classism. Classism from the standpoint of, why is it important for me to live in a certain neighborhood, have a certain house, only buy new clothes, only buy new cars, only this, only that, right? Although I love Black people and I understand the diaspora and I don't separate myself from Black people, I'll hang out in the hood and feel safer around Black people than I will every day. I still have my shit. I still have what we would say is the impact of systems of whiteness. I still operate, right, in the ways that I have been conditioned and indoctrinated. So in my family, we as Black people, I grew up in a Black family with just a few white in-laws, right? But I grew up in a Black family where classism was the thing. It was like, you have to go to college so you can get a job, so you can live here, so you can have a new car and have this and have that. It was like, we don't do this and we don't do that. We don't do things that are lower class, right? And so what I realized is that that's where my issue is. My issue is class. And even though I haven't negatively wielded class to intentionally hurt everyone else, what I did do is separate myself from Black people not in my class, which put me among mostly white people, separated from Black people that were tied up in elitism and homophobia and Christianity and that shit. So then I ended up being mostly right around white people, and subsequently my daughter was more indoctrinated into white American culture than Black American culture.